the subject was brought up, but because we couldn't pay attention to
Oh
what
wait,
was
that
being
wasn't
said.
the time when you lined us up all in one line and you made us go each turn. Why? What? My brother's keeper meant to us. Yeah. And then we did who's the best basketball player.
Yeah. On our team.
It was so almost uneventful. I don't remember. These are things that I like to remember. I want to try to remember what the program meant to you and whether or not you would want to continue to participate and whether or not you would recommend it to your peers, especially those of you that are leaving to go to the middle school.
How many here are going to the middle school?
1, 2.
1, 2, 3. 3 of you guys are going to the middle school.
And Dashi.
And Dashi.
There's more.
There's more, but I'm
Yeah,
saying
more.
here.
Yeah, there's 9 of you guys that are leaving.
He should be going.
So who's leaving? You're leaving? Who's leaving? So when you go to the middle school,
Yeah.
what are you going to take from what you've learned from us or from just the brotherhood?
Shut up, guys.
Don't fight. Be respectful.
Yeah. Respectful.
Okay.
Take your skills of math with you.
Cooperation.
Don't
teamwork.
have excuses.
No excuses. And believe in yourself.
What was that? What was that you were saying?
I was saying like you should be respectful and you shouldn't have excuses if you don't return your homework. And if you're on like a sports team or something, believe in yourself.
It's tough.
Do you know what believe in yourself really means in life?
Don't give up.
Don't give up, because you're always going to have setbacks, right? Life is about failures and turning failures into success. If you just give up after your first defeat, you will never win. You heard the saying, quitters never win and winners never quit, right? So there's going to be times when you're going to have setbacks. There are going to be times when you get up in the morning and you don't want to go to school. I just don't want to go to school. Not because you're sick, but because you just don't want to go. You're going to have to reach deep inside and say, you know what, I'm going to go because I got to get this education. Or I got to go because, like Amari said, I'm on a team and my teammates are counting on me. Right? Mm-hmm. My teammates are counting on me, I better be there. If I'm not there, we may lose. And when we lose, then we're going to start making excuses as to why we lost. Oh, Amari didn't show up. Miles didn't show up. Had Miles shown up, we would have won. Does anyone here believe that Cleveland would have had a chance to win without LeBron James?
Yeah.
Without him?
Yeah.
No.
Against this team?
Yes.
There was a possibility they could still win.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
And
Well,
they put Stephen Curry up.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing
but,
is impossible.
But that is highly
that
unlikely.
was highly unlikely, given the two teams, right? Given the two teams that were playing, without LeBron James, they would have a less of a chance of winning. Not impossible, because last year they did what everyone considered to be.
They didn't have Kevin Durant last year.
No, I'm saying Cleveland. Last year, Cleveland did what most people consider to be improbable. That they came back from 3 down, right? Mm-hmm. Came back from 3 down and won the championship. Most people would have bet money that that couldn't happen. So nothing is impossible.
I have a question. we're talking about not giving up. What kind of things in life, or when you guys go to middle school, what kind of things are going to happen that you don't want to give up on? Like, what are the obstacles that you guys are going to face that you should not give up
Bullying.
on? Huh?
Bullying.
Okay, bullying.
Tests.
Yeah, tests.
Like more like
Careless teachers? No, because like, what tasks are you guys going to be doing that might be difficult at times, and you guys might want to quit on that you should not quit on?
Sports.
Sports,
Finals.
final test.
Job.
Trying.
Say again?
Education.
Yeah, that's going to be a big challenge.
Education. That's a big one.
That's a big one. What happens if you go to middle school and the work
We're trying to pass
is
high school.
more difficult than you thought it would be? Sit up, Miles. Sit up, son. Sit up.
That's it.
Thank you.
That's it.
Sit up. You have allergies? You see, you're going to be challenged when you go to middle school. You're going to be challenged academically, which you're going to have to work harder, right? No excuses. You're going to go home. You're going to practice so that you can improve. And when you think that it's too hard to go on, what are you supposed to do?
keep trying.
Not only keep trying,
Practice.
practice, and never be afraid. This is important. Never be afraid to ask for help. Never be afraid to ask for help, and never allow anyone to move on if you don't understand. If you're in a math class and everybody else got it but you, don't let them go forward without you getting it. Because if you do, you're going to fall further and further behind, and then what are you going to do?
Fail.
You not only fail, but you're going to give up on yourself, right? You're going to quit, because no one wants to fail all the time. So never allow a teacher to go forward if you don't understand what they're trying to teach you. Their goal is to get you to understand. And some people are capable of comprehending, right? Some people are capable of comprehending faster than others. I may say to Amari, what's 8 times 8? And he may know 8 times 8 is 64.
Go to the baseline.
But if
Hit the ball.
if I ask the same question to
To the
someone
baseline.
else,
The baseline.
and they take a little longer,
You don't know what the baseline is?
and they take longer, they take longer to
Right here. This is the base. This is the baseline. All right. Just turn around, and I'm going to tell you to do something.
that just means they have to go and practice some more.
I want you to, with your right hand only, dribble to me. With your right hand only. All right. Now go back to the baseline with your left hand. With your left hand. Go. Now, when you come to me, right, left, right, left. Come on. All right, very good. Let me ask you a question. How'd you learn how to dribble like that? How'd you learn how to dribble like that?
With me, inside his backyard.
Because we've been seeing you and your handle is very good. But how did you learn how to dribble like that?
Me.
How old are
You
you?
don't remember?
You're 9 years old? How long have you been playing ball? Hey, you play for a team?
No.
You play in the backyard?
No,
You play at the armory?
he used to play. We used to play.
You used to.
basketball in the backyard.
Did you practice to dribble like that? Have you been practicing? So the point is, when you practice, you perfect whatever you're practicing. So for me, when I got to college, I wasn't a good student in high school, so the work was hard for me. But the way that I did it, when I read something, if I had an assignment and I read something, it didn't take me the first time to understand it. I had to do it maybe 2 or 3 times. So I had to read the work 2 or 3 times. That's practicing. You do it over and over again. Math, English, science, whatever it is, do not give up. If you don't understand it, just go back and do it again. The same way you dribble. Your motor skills, you practice it, you perfect it. Your motor skills in your head, it's the same thing. Teach your brain to learn, and do not give up because it's hard. It's only hard because it's the first time that you're doing it. But when you keep doing it over and over again, you practice it, it's gonna come easy. I'm telling you, you guys right now in front of us are our scientists, our doctors, our leaders, our entrepreneurs. You guys right now, do not give up because you think it's hard. Nothing is hard. You just gotta practice. The same way you can dribble that ball the way you did, is the same way you can learn your times table. The same way. Just do it over and over again. That's it.
And not only that, when you were asked to go to the baseline and dribble with your right hand first, and then dribble with your left hand second, and then with both hands. What happens when you perfect something? When you no, it becomes second nature. So you don't have to think about what you're doing. It just comes naturally. Eventually, instead of dribbling the ball and looking at the ball, you won't look at the ball at all. Your hands will do it for you. Your brain will tell you where the ball is. It's the same with math, in English, in science. If you do these things over and over, you realize that what you have in your head right now is a computer. A computer. You have a computer in your head right now. Does a computer have memory?
Yes.
How did it get memory?
SD card.
Huh? A card? And how did, you're right. No, the memory is on a card. It's on a hard drive, right? Mm-hmm. But guess what? Every computer in the world was programmed by whom?
You.
By a person, a human being, right? So that means they took the knowledge from their brain and put it on a computer on the loop so that the computer will repeat the same thing over and over and over. Whatever you ask the computer is already in there, but someone put the answer in there for it.
That's not true. Like sometimes when you ask certain questions on Google, they don't show up.
Have you ever noticed, and you may be right, have you ever noticed on Google, when you Google a question, if Google does not have the answer, it will give you an alternative way to ask the question. And if you ask the question in that way, you get the same answer that you were trying to get in the beginning.
Yes.
You have to say it in a language that the computer can understand.
You need to speak computer.
Well, there's such a thing as computer language, and when I say language, I'm not speaking about linguistics in terms of a computer can understand any language in the world because it's programmed in all languages. So if you ask it in Spanish, the answer is in there just as it is in English.
I don't know how to say Spanish.
Well, then you're gonna have to learn a second language.
But you guys have to realize the people who program the computers are people with knowledge,
Pay attention.
right? Listen, guys.
Pay attention.
The people who program computers are people with knowledge. Okay, the computer don't program itself. People program the computers. All right. People manage websites, and these people have knowledge. And how do they get the knowledge? They study.
They study.
They study. They
Practice.
study. But you're not going to study on your own because somebody tells you to study. If you don't want to study and your parents tell you study, you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. You have to have the willpower, you have to have the drive, you have to have the want to do it. And you guys have to learn that you must have the want to succeed in life. You have to want it. All right, guys? You have to want it, and you have to practice.
Yeah. I want to say this to you guys, and this is very important, because most of you already know who does not have any knowledge of video games here. Who does not play video games? They don't know how. Everybody here knows.
Yes.
How many of you believe and know that you're good at it? Raise your hand. That did not happen with you getting on the first time
Exactly.
and becoming superb at it. You took time, and then you realized you liked it. And just like Mr. Newton said, you got so good at it,
Hey,
you got so good at it that you didn't have to think. It was second nature. Some of you can run, can run circles around Mr. Armand on video games. I can't beat you. I'll never beat you. But that's how good you've gotten at it. All because you kept playing.
practice.
And you kept playing and you enjoyed it. And by the way, if you do that with math, science, social studies, English, at some point you reach that peak where you start enjoying it. See, anything you put time into, it becomes second nature and you will start enjoying it. But you have to put the time in.
Amari, shut up.
And you guys have to realize this. Guys, you guys have to realize this. Guys, math and science. Guys, listen up. Math and science are very important. Very important, guys. Math and science. Because math and science will teach you guys how to build and make things. And that's what you guys want to be able to do. You guys want to be able to produce. Right? You guys want to be able to produce. All right, guys? So take math and science very, very seriously.
Listen up. Listen up. You guys play a lot of basketball, right? You guys play a lot of basketball, right? You come here and we allow you to play basketball, we allow you to play soccer. Not one of you, listen to me, not one of you have come in here and said, Mr. Newton, can we read a book today? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed? No one has come in here and said, Mr. Newton, can we practice math today?
I don't need practice. We do practice.
Your math is good. Your math is good, but do you know calculus? Do you know calculus?
What's that?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Tell me, I might know.
You're good in math, and you're a great mathematician at the level you're at. But you have to continue practice. There's so much knowledge out there that you have to learn, that you still have to practice. So don't think that you know it all.
Sit up, son.
You don't know it all yet.
What's your best subject? Yes.
Video. No, what?
Let
Let him speak.
him speak, guys. Jock, sit up. Sit up, guys. Come on, sit up.
No dirt.
Jock, sit up.
What subject is school?
What's your best subject in school? Gym is your best subject?
That's not a subject.
It is a subject, but that's
Recess is my favorite.
Social
studies,
studies
that's
is your
your-
best subject? Social studies? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Mine is math. Mine is science. Mine
Your-
is reading it.
Your favorite subject is recess.
Yes. My favorite subject is lunch, boy. Mine is we talk about math.
and that's the wrong guys. That's the wrong attitude.
Mine is science.
That's the wrong.
Yo, get out the gym.
Hey,
Look at this dude.
It's all right. Go ahead. Just pay attention to what's going on here.
Good for her. Go.
leave her. She's good.
Pay
Guys.
attention to what's going on here.
Okay, my favorite subject is math, right?
Is math really your favorite subject?
Yes. And reading. I like both.
What's 12 times 12?
Wow.
I didn't ask you. What's 12 times 12?
Bro, you keep telling.
That was you?
What's your favorite subject, man? You don't know how to do it, but it's your favorite. What does that tell you? You need to practice.
Very good, man.
You have to continue to practice so that you can perfect it. And then when you really say, when you say math is my favorite subject, you'll be able to answer just about as many questions as possible in the math field. Right? Jock, what's your favorite subject? Reading and science. Shh, listen up. What's the last book you read? I didn't hear you.
Wait, what did you ask?
No.
He said diary.
Do me a favor. Listen to me. When someone else is speaking, it's disrespectful for you to be having either a sidebar conversation or talking about something other than what the conversation is. So stop being disrespectful. Jock, what's the last book you read?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. By whom?
I knew that. I just didn't know.
Which one? Which one? The first one? Second one?
The seventh one.
The seventh one?
There's a 7-book series called Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
There's 11 books.
11 books in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah.
By Jeff Kennedy.
He's a little boy.
Hmm?
Little boy.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think I asked him what was his favorite subject?
Because you don't pay attention.
He doesn't pay attention.
And why did I ask
I
him
do pay attention.
what is the last book he read?
Because he probably made up stories.
That's right. Whenever you read a book, always try to remember the author. Right?
I knew the author. It's just I forgot how to say the last.
I forgot the last book I read because I read.
That's why I said it for you. Because it's hard to say. You were like Jeff, so I just had to. I read my name is Jeff.
Amari, what is your favorite subject?
I already said.
What is it?
I said math.
Math.
What is 10 times 2?
100. Boy, get out of here. Boy, you can't be talking. What's 9 times 9? 81.
Okay, so math is your favorite subject.
Guys.
And what you have, gentlemen, we just talked about not talking when somebody else is trying to talk.
It's all right. Pay attention here, guys. Guys.
Why do you eat?
We didn't get breakfast.
You eat a Jolly Rancher.
And pay attention